You can call the direct strikes, but anyway, let's see if the direct strike actually hits target. He's not moving, so I'm assuming they're gonna die. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 bringing you another CH2 replay. This is submitted by a fan, so I want to again thank you to everyone who submits those awesome replays just like this. Note, I will say their name at the very end of the replay so that way it doesn't give away who submitted it. But just as a heads up, I do get about, I want to say 10-15 replays a week. So if I don't get to everyone's replays, I do apologize. I just get a lot, so sometimes I'm not able to get everyone. But if you've noticed over the past 2 months, I've always tried to mix things up and make sure it's submitted by a different person or different entity. So usually do about 2, maybe 3 a week. People also like my stream plays, but that way, of course, I have a nice mix of people that aren't repeated. So that way, again, gives everyone a chance to. But apologies if I don't get to your replay. But thank you to everyone who does submit it. Thank you to everyone who submits the top moments as well for my Play of the Week series. And just thank you in general for watching my content. There, see, I didn't even mention my Patreon or liking or subbing to the video. I just thanked you the entire time, see? No self-promotion there. Any case, British forces are on the right, and they are being led by John de Arc. We got Ranger 412 and Bob versing SKT, Main Acrobat, and I. Let's double check their ranks, even though they really don't matter. And yeah, kind of, allies might have a slight edge, but honestly, everyone seems to know what they're doing, hopefully, in this game. Speaking of which, we already have a guy with Strategic Reserve, New Doctrine, Breakthrough with the Panzerfusiliers. So, yeah, he's doubling down on those suckers. Good at longer ranges with their, especially with their G43s or against the armor, or even just pinning them with their AT rifles. Yeah, that's a thing. British pushing on left. Managed to take the territory. Actually, hold on. Both British guys just are only going frontline infantry. That's interesting. I know there's also a meta on wide open maps with Kubels. That's cool. I like the fact that that's actually a thing. Even though I got beat by it the first time I saw it, it actually worked wonders against the enemy. So I'm like, that could be a thing. Any case, engineers going in to decap the territory. Volk squad's trying to keep the British back. Actually, it looks like we have a lot of German forces coming around. We have an MG as well as assault grenadiers. Can I get in the... Actually, if he was smart, he would get in the building. Make sure you're going to own these guys. Assault Grens coming in from different positions, launching an attack close range, forcing them to retreat. I don't understand how you let them get into that building. That is like a dumb move on top of a dumb... Are you freaking... Guys, they're in the building. What do we do? Get in the smaller building. Get in the shack next to it. Oh, it's perfect. You have no grenade ability, so there's no way you can beat that. MG, he's going to outshoot you over time and murder you. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. Anyway, British infantry trying to hold the line, but the Panzerfusiliers are now engaging as well. So things are not going to go well. I think it's a scout car. Yeah, it's a scout car. I'm like, what allied vehicle would the Soviet have? Yeah, by the way, we have 2 OKW and Wehrmacht versus 2 British and a Soviet. Anyway, we have the light scout car moving on in. Looks like helping clear the mid at the very least, and the British forces managed to take that. British on left, however, did not manage to hold the fuel, as they had to go to mid to kind of stop a complete collapse of their entire front. Scout car, though, coming on in. This guy has no Panzerfaust ability, so he's pretty much screwed. And if he gets in the building, he's double screwed, because that's double damage. Yeah, it's going to do damage, and they're probably going to not kill it, but probably murder it, or be very close to killing it. I was like, nope, that was just one man. That's just one guy. Anyway, flamethrower currently hitting him. They're giving chase, putting some nice hits in. Oh my god, he's trying to give chase. He doesn't have his building yet. Very close to killing the unit, but we're getting very close to the flak guns. If he can survive to the flak gun, he might be able to live. We shall see. Oh, he's getting fucking close. Oh my god. He is that close to surviving. Oh, that sucks, man. They were right. They saw you die. They were there for you. Meanwhile, Volk squads are going in pretty deep. I think he might lose this unit, too, if he retreats it. Or, no, actually, if you keep it... Yeah, he's going to lose it. Flamethrower is going to do the extra damage and just murder it. And, yep, did exactly that. He died. I just lost his units. He did not put down any building, which is what you need to get the Panzerfaust, so that's kind of a screw-up on his part. Meanwhile, Allied forces have managed to push up because of the Soviet advance, pushing the German player back, capturing a large swathe of territory, swath. The problem, though, is this Volk squad, we can decap. There's still that scout car issue that you have. And I don't care if you hide or Panzerfaust it, it's still going to do damage to you. Meanwhile, the Germans are counterattacking. They're pushing hard on right, trying to decap the Allies. However, British forces are launching counterattack. He did upgrade to the 5-man squads, making them more efficient. The Soviet player also put on a medical, which is going to help, hopefully, the British player as well. Panzerfusilier blob, including a flamethrower, which I can only assume they got from a Royal Engineer squad. Because you have that, I don't think there's any player with that short-range flamethrower, other than John d'Arc. So I'm assuming he lost a Royal Engineer squad and lost the flamethrower. That's the only thing I can imagine. Which is damn lucky if he actually managed to steal that flamethrower. Good kill, though. Good kill. The blob, though, is quite annoying. John d'Arc did go with a counter blob with mobile assault regiment. It's good mid-game, but late-game, this doctrine does come into issues with having nothing to really fight later. Armor, artillery, etc. So that's something you do have to worry about. We have infiltration grenades going out, but missed the target. British, even without cover, are doing a lot of damage, so very good job there. Blob is still on standby. I don't know what these Sturms are doing. I'm assuming they're just keeping them out of the building. Volk squad's falling on back. We have the Allies taking back a little bit of their territory. Resource-wise, it's a bit even, though the Allies may be getting a little bit more, as they do have they've turned it. The Axis had a ton, now the Allies have a ton. Well, okay, as soon as this guy comes back with an army, which I'm assuming he's going to have, I swear to God, I saw your manpower gone. I thought you did the retreat point here, which would have been hilarious if you would have set the retreat point on this building for obvious reasons, but I digress. Let's move up. Sturm Pioneers being pushed back by long-range fire from the Penals, pushing them back. We have the Blob on standby, decapping the point, and we do have German forces taking back mid. They have been upgraded with SUG-44s, making them better at close ranges, or closer range. We have something being made. It's the... okay, so he's going to get light armor. Very nice. Units coming in. Again, this is in a building. And you're in heavy... or actually, no, you're not in heavy cover. I'm surprised. Okay, well, that's fine. Bundle grenade going out. Yeah, it's going to hit the penal. Oh, my God. They opened the door to escape and all died. You know what? At the very least, these two guys seem very happy with each other. If it wasn't the fact that they're currently falling into the door. But, yeah. He bundle grenaded the door, which I highly recommend because the enemy will escape and die, or stay in the building and die. So it's a it's catch-22. Whether you run or you stay, you're gonna suffer a lot of damage or die. So there's that. Anyway, British forces launching attack on left, but the Germans have managed to bring up a half track to suppress the infantry, so they're pushing back the Allies. Very nice. SG-44 troops should be able to take that point very quickly. Allied forces, though, are counterattacking in mid, taking that. Again, in a 3v3 game, it's hard to control a point on the map, so you can see a lot of units moving around and take good swaths, or a lot of territory very quickly. Penal troops moving on in. They could satchel this if they don't stop it. So you have a assault guns right there. You're moving through. I don't know if you see it. I'm assuming you do, because I think it just shot, or something just shot at it. So yeah, moving these guys around is the best idea, and they are blitzing. They don't have a long blitz, but they can do it for like 5 seconds. We also have a T-70 being deployed, which is really going to suck because your Panzer Grenadier is running back to base. So you, good sir, have no AT. And from what we've seen in other games, that is not a good scenario. It is not. So, what can the enemy do? Well, it's actually quite simple. Bring this thing up. Do you have... Okay. Main acrobat, I know what you're doing. He's trying to go for the 11-minute Tiger scenario. Problem. they don't have both fuels. If they had both fuels and a good chunk of the map, you could do the 11-minute Tiger. That's fine. And I do say 11 minutes because I had someone literally send me like a thing saying they got the Tiger out in 11 minutes 47 seconds, and they had a screenshot to prove it. My catch to that is you need the resources quickly. Now, they do have a large chunk of resources, and main Acrobat is getting phase 3 on top of being only about 4 minutes away from getting the Tiger Ace. 4 minutes. It's a 14-minute Tiger, most likely, if they keep this current fuel income. That means they have to hold that and hold all to current territory. Problem. They're about to lose a little bit because while the Blob is fighting over here, the British are moving around the behind. Now, the Penals did retreat because of the G43 goddamn Blob over there. Now, we do have a British Blob over here. Again, a Blob is 3 or more units. Don't necessarily have to be the same type, but it does, it's definitely goes with this quite well that it is the same type. That all grouping together and moving through. The British are there. They can hold their 5-man squads. I wouldn't say they're going to win unless they get a good grenade. If they get a good grenade, I could see them pushing back the Panzerfusiliers. But at this moment, I think the Panzerfusiliers would win. And they are actually pushing them back. Now, these guys need to pull on back a little bit. Also, they now have an armored car. T-70s rolling in. Now we have Panzer Grenadiers moving up. So that can suck. And unfortunately, the British had to retreat through the line. So we did lose some men on that retreat. But Rifle Grenade also pushes back the armored car, making him more preoccupied with that T-70, more so to kind of stop that advance. 1, 2 hits. Gun is knocked out. That thing is gone. Panzerfusilier is still trying to hold. Verkenwerfer now also trying to shoot at commandos. I'm assuming they deployed out of the building to support. A decent grenade's going to kill a few. Oh, okay, 1 man. Alrighty. Panzerfusiliers should probably pull back at this point. They are very low on health. And, yeah, they're running, and they're probably going to run through those lines. Now, luckily, he still has the flamethrower and G43 rifles, which I think is overpowered, but whatever. I also love the fact that this Yag Tiger, guys, it's 15 minutes. It's unnecessary. Again, it's too powerful to get early. Meanwhile, this Tiger Ace. Oh wait, no, he's not getting the Tiger Ace. Oh, he saw the 11 command points. He's like, freak, I can't get it. Oh well. Yeah, it's only 11 command points for the Tiger Ace. I still think that's a little bit short, but it's better than the 14-minute Tiger scenario because he needs double the command points to get it. I don't think he's going to get that necessarily. Oh, good infiltration grenade. Definitely made him run away. Unfortunately, none of them hit, but you got him. Meanwhile, the German player is pushing on left pretty effectively. We do have this Brit player back here. He's being very coy. He has a lot of manpower. I don't know what Ranger's doing right now, but he needs to get something soon. The best thing for him to get... Oh, fuck, not that. Vanguard. Get Vanguard, get Commandos to assist you, I would say. Yeah, that would work. Or like you get an officer. That way you can sprint and stuff like that. Meanwhile, allies slowly but surely pushing back this territory. Actually managing to push up with here and destroy the medical building over here. Very cool indeed. Another satchel going off. Doing a little bit of damage, but not too much. T-70 keeping his distance. Popping shots at the Panzer Grenadiers. Again, light armor can kill Panzer Grenadiers. You just need to use the range, and you'll be good. Anyway, Panzer IV, unfortunately, is something that has range on it, so yeah, he wants to get the fuck back. But they have an AT gun. They have a bunch of troops that can very easily get AT weapons to hold back the enemy, so I don't see necessarily a problem in this scenario. Nice shot, though. That could be a problem, having your men die. Though, I feel like that's small payback for the Volk squad that died from the scout car chasing it down. So, you know, little payback. Look, there's always going to be a little payback in these battles. Like, oh, it's like one-upping each other until the one person just dies eventually. That's what Company of Heroes 2 multiplayer is. It's just one-ups until the other person dies. Anyway, luckily for the Germans, they still have a ton of territory, and they're taking some of it away from the Allies, though we'll see how much they take and how much they hold. Decent grenade, but doesn't kill the unit. We have 8 T units coming in around the corner. I don't think they're going to be effective, though. There's still the MG there and the half-tracks right there. So even though they have a Piat, I still don't expect them to do a lot of damage. Also, Volk squads are right there. But it looks like the Soviet player is actually moving over. So Bob's trying to help out. Also, Bob went with Armored Assault. So he can get IS-2 soon. I'm assuming that's what he'll probably save up for if I had to make an assumption. You have 260 munitions. Why don't you upgrade these guys with some PTRS rifles? That would really assist you. Meanwhile, we have an armored car again, fully healed, attacking the Germans. Unfortunately, for that armored car, there's Panzer Grenadiers currently chasing it down. But positive note, should be able to get out of there in one piece. Meanwhile, Panzer IV is just watching its Assault Grenadiers gun down the British infantry. I think that was friendly fire. You're very lucky it was not friendly fire. I swear it looked like it. I's also getting a Panzer IV, which it's funny because actually this is the special version Panzer IV from the OKW that the Wehrmacht can use, and they're just getting their own base one as well. We have Verkenwerfer in here. Very surprised he removed the MG. We have a penal charge going off. That was a Gam bomb. Looking at the British infantry. All right, that was a decent hit. Knocked over the tower. Half-track still on standby. British trying to counterattack on left. But meanwhile, the Axis are pushing heavy on right. Soviet players going to have a rough time. We do have a Cromwell moving up, but a Cromwell still going to have a rough time versus this because of that AT weaponry that they have close at hand. Combine that with the upgraded Panzer IV, and yeah, this thing's not necessarily going to lose, but it's definitely not in the best case scenario for this engagement, especially with no other AT support I can see in the given vicinity. So, Cromwell's going to have to keep its distance in order to, I would say, keep the fight going. Panzer IV could flank around right. Maybe he's going to wait. Yeah, he's waiting for the assault grunts. And now, again, because it's next to armor, they actually get a boost in speed. So that's something people forget. They actually get automatic combined arms. Panzer Grenadiers getting in the building. Deciding to shoot a Panzer Strike over here along with over there. It doesn't really get too much of a big dent at that armor, but it scares it away, so that's positive. Panzer IV on the left is helping clear the infantry over here, allowing the Germans to retake this fuel on the left, which is big because that's both fuels. Now, main Acrobat is getting very close to getting another Tiger ace, well, at least resources for one very quickly. And because it's only 11 command points, he's 2 away. So if he's only 2 command points away, he kills an armored unit and then maybe starts building all the bases he can that are pretty cheap. Because again, it's only like, I think 140, like 20 fuel. It's ridiculously cheap to build a lot of Wehrmacht buildings. But if you do build them, you get some command points, might help you get the Tiger Ace a little sooner. Whether that's worth the fuel you lose, it's up to you. But, you know. To me, yeah. I think I would do it. Now, for Canwoofer is on standby. You have a T-34. I think it's the 85 variant. Yes, it is. You can tell because of the side plating and armor. It has like a little more extra stuff. Plus the turret's a slightly different and the barrel's a little bit longer. Meanwhile, we have a mine going off. Thank God it was on the Panzer IV. Now, I'm actually curious. I think the T-34 or 85 should still win this fight. But with the Panzer Grenadiers there, it could be anyone's game. Also, it depends also how they engage. Having him shoot rear armor is not going to help. Now, for Canwoofer is slowly moving on up. But there is a Cromwell over here. But we do have a lot of these guys, which actually also very surprised we don't have any of them with a Panzer Shrek. Because you figure one of them would, do that. Meanwhile, again, armored car. We have, wow, a lot of allied armor coming over here. It's all like light to medium, which is actually quite funny. Luckily, Panzer Grenadiers are there on standby, helping keep back the armor. Panzer IV managed to get out of there and be up to Vet 2, while these armor has to pull back and doesn't really get any Veteran C upgrades yet. The battle will give them something, but it wasn't enough. So that's not good. Not good at all. Meanwhile, Assault Gren's trying to charge, but you're charging armor, dude. Unless you throw a bunch of grenades here and get lucky, I don't... yeah, you got a couple hits, but you didn't kill any units. You say goodbye to the... Yep, there it goes. You need to retreat. You need to keep that thing alive, man. You need to keep it alive in order to have those Panzer Grenadiers really turn the tide. God damn it, double-clicking mouse. Meanwhile, the British are launching another assault on left. They've gotten themselves a Comet. Holy crap. Unfortunately, I has gotten or I'm assuming we'll be getting, a Panther of some type. You could save up for a Panther command vehicle, though I'm not entirely sure how effective that's going to be. Because he could wait, but then its effectiveness decreases the longer he waits because he loses more units on the defense. Rather, he could just get a Panther now and be fine. He doesn't have the mechanized, so he can't get a king, and even if it went for the king, I think that would be way too much time. It would at least be another 4.5 minutes before the king would be deployed by the fuel income, so that could be a big issue. I think he's saving up for a command Panther, maybe. Anyway, Panther is on right by SKT, managing to hold back the allies for the time being, who, again, have a nice assortment of units over here, but they are being pushed back. They are being denied on both points. Meanwhile, we have a Comet that looks like hit a mine of some sort right here. Panzer IV actually managing to push back a Comet. Missing the shot. Comet's actually advancing. We have a Gammon Bomb going to hit the armor. Might slow it down. Or at least slows down the infantry. Panzer IV can't penetrate that Comet. Comet just missing every shot. For the most part. Another bounce. That's not good. Meanwhile, again, we have the British squads right there. Upgrade with Wrens. Gonna be a bit of an issue right there because, again, they can't really hurt the armor. Armor can hurt him, though. So, yeah. Just not gonna go great. Meanwhile, we have additional Volk squads moving on in. We have a T-34-85. I'm assuming this one that was repaired from the other. I'm sorry, the one injured on the other side that got moved over. Now he's going to engage this. Panzer IV can relatively hold because, again, he charges too quickly. Panzerfaust could start flying, and this guy has 500 munitions. He could absolutely use that, actually, for some Goliaths. Overwatch might not be a bad idea, honestly. That would be pretty good. And then, yeah, he gets a Panther to help himself out. Meanwhile, the British, I do like how he's getting an armored car. I like that because that will help pin heavier armored units if he can swing it around. Meanwhile, penal troops are on standby, kind of just chilling. We have assault grens. Again, we have lots of mines, which I thoroughly enjoy on both sides. So neither side's going to really push that much against the enemy without possible armor getting snared, which is kind of a big deal. Tiger Ace has been deployed, so if you guys are waiting for that, there you go. Get your heart on, boys. Eat your heart out. It's coming on in at the 22-minute mark. Okay, maybe they kind of fixed it. Good job. Although, you know what actually fucked him? Not building any other buildings or rushing for it until he realizes it's 11 CP. I can't do that. Meanwhile, Panzer Fusiliers moving on in. These guys are so close together. That is a big concern. Luckily, we could do a Sturmbrick strike if you need to, if things get too hairy. Ranger still has all of his troops. And giving putting a hell of a fight on right. Though, again, the enemy now is a Panther and stuff like that. So Panther and Comet can go head-to-head with each other. Typically, I think Overwatch would be best because you could pump out Goliaths, sneak up behind the enemy. I think that would be your best bet. Meanwhile, Armored Force moving in on the flank of this Panzer IV. When a Firefly bounces off a Panzer IV, that's the day. Cromwell trying to go in for the kill. Firefly should be able to... Nope. Hits a piece of terrain, doesn't do nearly as much damage. Decrewed, but not... Oh, there it goes. Never mind. It's decrewed, but they killed a Panzer IV, and a Tiger Ace popped out of the woods. So he's like, God damn it, it evolved. All it did was evolve. Anyway, Panther's managing to push back the Firefly, who's apparently drunk, I would assume, because that's a lot of weird shots where it's bouncing and not hitting for a Firefly. So, yeah, that's a bit off. Any case, Panzer Fusiliers are pushing on right. We have a bunch of weakened infantry. They can at least hold on to... I'm sorry, British infantry section. Jesus Christ. Pushing on right. The Panzer Fusiliers on left. I keep thinking of these guys. Just because they're so... not relevant, but just there. So if you're new to my content, I flub a lot. You're welcome. Any case, looks like we have a Panther trying to go in, but met T-34-85, which was a big issue. Unfortunately, it looks like this T-34-85 hit the Teller mine over here, which delayed him from advancing. Tiger seems to be doing some good work, pushing back the penals. Alright, so anyway, Axis forces pushing into mid. Luckily for Kedwerfers, they're just looking the wrong way. We have the T-34-85 trying to assist. Panzergrenadiers moving on in, again using that extra blitz, but the British infantry section are mowing down. Oh, good shot with the Tiger. Good shot. Oh my god, good shot. There we go. Oh, another great shot by the Tiger Ace. Oh my god, neither side's infantry is holding up too much fire. Luckily, okay, this thing's healing as fast as freaking possible. It's like, get me in. No, I need back in. It's like, no, you need to heal. This other T-30-45 is just firing from another angle. So I love this. He's shooting the one that isn't shooting back, but the one that's shooting at him is easily shooting at the Panther. Great. And there's no repercussions. Also, I love how this Tiger Ace is chilling in the back, letting his own men die. If this Tiger Ace would have engaged this thing a lot sooner, it probably wouldn't have missed. It probably would have shot, but, you know, it would have maybe helped a little. I love how he keeps saying it's all grandiose to grab the Vercan River. It's like, we need the Vercan River back. We can't let the Allies have it. Meanwhile, decommissioning the wreck for fuel, not a bad idea. Oh, God, there's a big blitz on right. We have a Panther, the Panzer IV, advancing on one British infantry section. Is this like the American, was it, oh God, recon squad that, like, fought 500 Germans in the Ardennes forest? They're just like, just, okay, we'll hold on to this point. And literally the entire German army comes in, they're like, we'll hold for as long as we can. Any case. T-70 pulling on back. Tiger Ace pushing the T-70. Oh, God. You can do it, little T-70. I believe in you. You can fight that. No, get the fuck out of there. Run, little guy, run. I like he's backing up through the British. And the British are like, move out of the fucking way. Meanwhile, I went with the doctrine I did think you would go with. He went with the first from doctrine. Reason I don't recommend it is, well, yeah, reason I don't recommend it is simply due to the fact that why would you go with that? Because you have so much munitions. I mean, I guess you can call them the direct strikes, but anyway, let's see if the direct strike actually hits target. He's not moving, so I'm assuming they're gonna die. Oh, God. Well, it actually didn't do as much as I would have thought. You're at least moved more than the Tiger Ace did in the last replay I did. Anyway, yeah, armored forces are currently pushed by T-30-45. They need additional forces, British infantry coming in. But there's not really much infantry they have to fight, except for the Vercan River, maybe. Oh, Panzer Grenadiers hitting the flank. Armor, though, gets hit by the mine, pushing them back. Or at least forcing it back to repair. Don't worry, guys. The Tiger Ace has an instant heal, which you can just easily clear that all up for 35 munitions, and I guarantee you he has that. Anyway, armored force still advancing. We have a Comet going to try to hold them back. You combine that with the T-34-85 right there, I don't think the Axis are going to push anymore. Meanwhile, on the far left, we have a Panther advancing against a Firefly. Again, not a great engagement. Firefly will hold back the Panther, most likely because it's about to get a bunch of infantry support. And again, they can keep recon. The fact that none of these have G43 rifles is astounding to me. Oh my God. British infantry, like, we've upgraded. We got Brens. And he's just mowing down. That's probably going to be 2 squads, I assume. Wow, do you really? Oh, there we go. I was like, do you really not kill it? No, we killed it. 2 Pounds of Fusilier squads, fully upgraded, just died. Yes, SKT, you may need more men. You may need a few more men to make up for those losses. Allies desperately need to capture those points as well, because I just realized they are hemorrhaging in their capture point department. Meanwhile, Axis forces still advancing, quickly healed, and pushing back the Penals, which have still... What is with the Panzer Grenadiers? Yeah, we'll get Panzer Strikes. The Penals and the Panzer Fusiliers both have AT weapons. No, we're not going to get that, because that would be helpful for our team, and that would be a bad idea. We're instead going to focus entirely... entirely on armor. Meanwhile, can one Tiger Ace hold back 3 T-34 85s? Well, they definitely killed that infantry unit. And they're currently being detected, so they're not exactly going to necessarily come out unseen. But they could. I think these guys could fight a Tiger Ace. We'll see. That'll be incredible. But I'm not entirely sure on that philosophy. Yeah. Oh, not philosophy, that battle tactic. Meanwhile, the British continue to mow down men, because fuck it, they got Brens. Why couldn't they? Oh my God, they are just murdering. Population-wise, the Allies are easily low 80s. The Axis, however, are easily 60s? Like upper 60s? So, Allies have advantage right now. Although, Ranger, I would say, like, oh god, how can you so much manpower? But he has a decent population. And I'm assuming he's saving up for another comment, so I can't outright, like, call him out. Meanwhile, Allied forces pushing against the Axis on left. Oh my god, please run him over. Run him over. Oh, why do people stop? You have treads. Use them. Just like a zombie apocalypse. You don't shoot the zombies, you get in your car, and you just run over the horde. You just keep going. If there's anything The Walking Dead has taught me is guns suck because people can always get the headshot even though it's bullshit. You can't get always a headshot. It's actually pretty damn difficult unless you're a great sharpshooter, because aiming for the head is a pretty small target. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, use your car, essentially. If there's ever a zombie apocalypse, get a truck. Go, yeah, just run people over. Go to a Toyota dealership, grab as many Toyotas as you can with your friends, and just lure the zombies on the road and just go full speed into them. You may just want to put some bars on the glass to make sure zombies don't come through. But other than that, should be good. Actually preferable if you get a tank. That way you don't have to worry about the zombie going through. And you just keep going. And just keep running. So. You just have to lure them into the I'm getting off topic. I'm already off topic. You know what's on topic? A tank battle. It looks like we're about to get one with a bunch of armored forces moving into a very... oh god. Very, confident allied force just sitting at the edge of their... in the middle of Axis territory. Now, the allies are grabbing it very quickly, but yeah, Axis, I'm assuming, oh my god, Axis, if you move in now while they're on their retreat, they'd be doing great, but they're not. They're actually waiting. Oh my god, they waited just long enough for the allies to leave. God damn it. Of course they did. They've Dunkirked it. Guys, we have to hold for 3 seconds. Why? It'll make perfect sense. Anyway, Panther Force is our go. And, yeah, Panther is moving on in. Say goodbye to that T-3045. We have a Cervivix strike coming in, I'm assuming. Yep, there it is. Oh, wait, no, it's not that. No, it is that. Okay. I mean, T-3045 died. That one's being pulled back. It hurts infantry, not armor. Tiger Ace holding back the Comets. Bombing Strike holding back the infantry. Damn! That's a lot of explosions. But allies have been pulled back for the time being. So that's pretty damn cool. So, oh god, explosion. Panther advancing. I don't know what, I mean, like, there's 2 T-34s here, but there's still 2 Comets back there. Meanwhile, this one Panther's like, I got him, and then realizes it's 2 of them. He's like, F this, I'm out. Flame Hets are moving on in, because that's the best thing against Comets. Panzer IV still giving chase to these. Focus on this! Like, I get guard your flank, but fuck, your flank's about to get fucked. Anyway, T-3045 taking massive amounts of damage. Comet getting a perfect shot. Now, all that armor's rear because they overextended. It's like the Battle of Kursk if the Germans continued. The Russians would have swept in and hit the northern wing. I highly recommend you look it up. It's actually quite interesting. Yeah, people are like, if Kursk would have just kept going, the Axis would have won. Nah! Germans would have probably collapsed the northern front. Maybe the southern front would have gotten the encirclement, maybe, but they probably couldn't have held it, and yeah, it probably would not have gone very well for the northern part, which would have been another army completely encircled. Anyway, speaking of being encircled, that's what happened to that Panther. They got encircled by the Royal Engineers and got ET grenaded, and I'm going to assume, nope, can't throw it. Okay, never mind. But anyway, they killed the Panther, which is good. Overall, Axis were not able to gain territory on the left-hand side, as they don't have infantry. That's right. None of these guys have any more frontline infantry, even though I has tons of manpower, except for this guy. He actually has his army, though he's running away. He is literally being set up in a firing line, and the only way to escape back to his home base is through the British. Meanwhile, Crocodile has been deployed, so they say goodbye to even more. Oh, do one of them actually get a Panzerschreck? I think one of them did. Thank Christ. Oh, okay. So actually one of them? No, 2 of them got a Panzerschreck. Okay. So they actually did get AT weapons. Okay, that's good. Can they be thrown? Decent hit. Can they actually get a kill on one British squad? They get a kill on British squad. Finally, they actually do something. Meanwhile, a few Panzer Strikes are fired. Not doing all that much to the Centaur. You're gonna need armor support. Meanwhile, the Comets are just rolled on in because, you know, why the fuck not? I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, not Comets. Cromwells. I just assumed they were Comets because, you know, we're this late in the game. But no, he has Cromwells. And they're actually doing quite well. Wow. All right. So anyway, Axis trying to hold back the infantry, which they sorely need. And unfortunately for them, the T-34 still managed to survive. Which, fun fact, the T-34's average lifespan was about 6 months. So they would only set it up to live for 6 months. Now, King Tiger has been deployed. That put a hamper on this whole charge the enemy base thing. Because even though the Panther is barely alive, yeah, its front plating is going to hopefully allow it. Oh my god. Somebody shoot this. Thank you. It's like, this thing can't shoot. You're here. Do something. Anyway, T-34 85s are moving on in now. Along with the Firefly that decided, yeah. Oh, wow. Actually, great shot. Great shot. Hitting out on the retreat. Panther moving on in. King Tiger and Panther now moving on in. This could be a decisive blow to the Allies because Red has lost half his army, but has reserves to get another Firefly and some British infantry. So I don't think it's that big of a loss. It's definitely a loss, but I don't think it's a substantial loss. Meanwhile, the Axis are charging once again. There's, remember, 4 T-34 85s. That now there are 3. But again, the fact that this guy has no PTS rifles and no satchels is kind of annoying me right now. You figure he would do that. Oh yeah, he was aiming for this one. Yeah, you figure he would aim for the one that... Okay, good kill. I was trying to aim for the kill of the one. You figure if he's that low, we'd pull the fuck back. But any case, Axis actually advancing. Meanwhile, Comets and Crocodile showing why the Verkenwerfer maybe not be the most OP thing in the game. Flak emplacement's also going down. There's double flak. Plus, the Panther. Churchill's going to have some issues. Now, we still have the Comet back here that could move up and provide fire support. So, he's not out of the woods, not by a long shot. Problem, though, is the Germans, while they did manage to knock out like 2 key players in their armor force, they're very hesitant to send out their infantry. Like, there's really nothing stopping a lot of infantry section moving through. Yes, there's... you could absolutely say there's still enemy resistance, but like if you add enemy resistance to a Panther and Tiger moving through, that sole Firefly, even 2 Fireflies are not going to hold that armor back. And even with the infantry support, like if you get the Tiger Ace, that kind of deals with that altogether because none of them really have AT. They're all Brens. You can see each of their guns are Brens. They're not Piats, so they can't hurt the armor. So if you get more armor and take out the Fireflies, yeah, they're kind of effed. Meanwhile, there's a 3rd Panther in the back because why wouldn't there be? Also, I love how he just went this doctrine just to get Panzer Fusiliers. We've yet to see him get a Sturm Officer, a Jag Tiger. I don't even think he's used assault artillery. I haven't seen it or heard it because you would hear it on the map. Maybe I'm blind and deaf. That could absolutely be a thing. Just, you know, losing sight, sound, and touch, everything in my old age. My old age of 25. God, when someone says, hey, Halo 3 was 12 years old, and you literally, like, shrug, and you're like, oh, God. God damn it. Or, like, again, the remake of The Lion King that came out, like, what, at this point, like, 25 years ago, and you're like, oh, my God. Stop it. Anyway, and luckily the British infantry, again, could not stand up. Now, the mines are definitely working. I think the mines... Oh, my God. 2 shots on there, and they didn't explode. Amazing luck. The mines are going to hold them back, because, again, he doesn't have a Sturm Pioneer squad. He does have... he does have... I believe have the mechanized base. He does, but that's really far back. Meanwhile, the T-34s have kind of regrouped a little bit. But that being said, he's mostly saving up for an IS-2. He wants the IS-2 tank to really turn this tide. A lot of penals have died over the course of the defense of the motherland, but and also they just gave this Tiger Ace Fed 3. Why you're placing a mine, I have no fucking clue, because you know he can set a satchel down. And he has more than enough munitions to be like, oh, fuck it, throw it. Now, I do like the idea that right now he didn't place it. Oh my god. Sure. If that guy actually set the mine, that tank would have been fucked. God damn it. Ugh. I hate when players are... They're not bad, but they're not doing anything like incredible. I like the mine placement, stuff like that. Again, hitting another mine, that's funny. But, like, I don't know. I'm just not... Like, both sides are fine in this game. I'm just not seeing, like, an amazing play. I'll see the counterattack by the Axes have been pretty good. Because the allies were just slowly steamrolling. Am I actually seeing an ambush right now? Oh, okay, half an ambush. They were kind of set up. Okay, they're actually doing quite a bit of damage. They pushed back the comets. Now they just need to reposition themselves. We have a Stormovic strike. No, fire? No, strafing support. Okay, so they'll hit the infantry. Probably this infantry. And then they'll hit the armor. Because this stuff is camouflaged. Tigris being hit. Along with these things. It needs to get the hell out of there. It's blitzing away. They have no snares whatsoever. Luckily, the Fireflies missed because of the blitz going on. A lot of AT forces, though, coming on in. That can hold them back. Plane, though, is getting shot down, just crashing into the enemy lines. Unfortunately, the Panzer Fusiliers are now fighting that gigantic blob of forces. Good luck. Godspeed. This is where a Goliath would come into play. Just roll it out and boom. There goes half his army. And you could actually win this. Possibly. Okay, it would be more likely you would win. Anyway, armored force now backed by Papa Stalin's pure selenium tank. They're advancing. There's still a ton of defenses over here. Plus all 3 Verkenwerfers, which has a perfect flank on the IS-2, which I'll give props. That's actually a good flank. Now, unfortunately, there's another heavy tank called a Crocodile with a massive flamethrower on the front of it that will burn this shit very quickly. So they need armor to cover. And while the Verkenwerfer will do damage, the Crocodile's going to kill them. The Crocodile's going to murder them. Yeah. And they're going to advance with this. Now, luckily, they call in direct strike. Hopefully the enemy doesn't move and... Oh my god, pathfinding issue, please. Alright, so he somehow got at least one hit, which is going to push back the IS-2. Okay, Comet also got hit as well. Pathfinding, just issues. What is this, France 1940? Come on, guys, you can maneuver better than that. Anyway. Oh my god, all of his armor is on right. Looks like we did kill some Royal Engineers. Good for them. Yeah, they need to heal that immediately. They lost more Panzer Fusiliers, but he has enough for armor, so at least he's doing fine. They have... Yeah, you should have had this thing back behind the Panzer headquarters to just fire shots left and right. Does he have any armor? He does. He has the Jagdpanzer and that, plus a Panther. He could fire some long-range shots. The Fireflies are not there. Fireflies have switched over to the right, which also... Can we also explain, John d'Arc, that you have 2 Fireflies... None of them with upgrades. Can we please highlight that? No. Okay, 1 upgrade. What? Must be in territory. Okay, yeah. Why don't you get the tulip rockets? Like you could hold back the armor very easily. Anyway, Tiger Ace and Panther advancing again. Luckily, again, they don't really have a sniper unit, so the tank they don't or tank destroyer-esque. They're all just big, heavy tanks, so they have good. They have decent armor. Oh, good armor for a lot of them, and oh, great armor. But they don't have guns they're designed for, like, peeling back these tanks, like a tank destroyer would. So, yeah, it's basically just a bunch of frontline tanks. And unfortunately, the enemy does have a few more. And they actually have support. Like, look at this. Where's your support? Okay, there it is. Yeah, I don't know why you engaged without your support units. Tiger Ace still doing well. Panther going for a kill. Does not work. Tiger and Panther's great idea. Why are you moving back your Tiger? Stay in that fight. Jesus Christ. They're actually holding for the time being. They killed a Comet. They have a bombing strike coming in. Like, this guy's giving it hell. Meanwhile, this armor's deciding, fuck it, we need to reposition. Meanwhile, these Fireflies like, hey, you see that Tiger Ace? It's presenting its ass to us. We should probably engage it. Oh, my God. Strafing support now coming in to push back the infantry and the armor alike. Yeah, that would have been probably helpful a little bit sooner. Oh, my God, with a flak gun, kill it, please. Oh, actually died. Nice. Armor's coming in. This is everything the enemy has, by the way. They kill this armor, and they're killing it. They could win it. Plane being shot down. We have strafing support coming on in, but it only works against infantry. so it's not going to work against the armor. Axes actually have more armor. They chase down that armor, they're fucked. The Axis, the allies would have nothing left. This seems like the allies are winning, and to be fair, they kind of are. But if you look at the territory, yeah, sure, they have more. But the Axis, hold on, have an army. Okay, maybe it's just Noise that has the army. But they actually have a decent-sized army. Unfortunately, these Brens are the biggest freaking issue. Also, he may need for Kenmore for the deal with the Fireflies, which are now numbering in by 3, which is bad. But I still think that he's still in not a bad position, or not as bad as he could be. Why this thing is going off by itself, I don't know. If it needs a King support, and it needs additional Panther support in order to turn this tide. So very curious in that regard why it's moving up. Meanwhile, this armor's healing. That's also probably a big issue. Why you didn't decommission the Wrecker Fuel, I don't know. You know what? Maybe you decommission that because... Or just heal your fucking armor. Holy shit. Like, your armor is in the goddamn crap shoot. Like, you need to actually heal those suckers. Now, the thing is, though, is the Axis don't have the command points. So they are hemorrhaging right now. They need to get that back. But allies, although they have a lot of resources stored up, they still don't have a huge army, per se. The Axis still, like, in a lot of instances, go toe-to-toe. If they lose this armored force, they're fucked. But luckily, the King Tiger and Tiger Ace are doing wonders. Like, it's killing the British infantry section. So a combined arms tactic with both of those units would work. Also, nice hit on the mine, actually killing that. Now, unfortunately, the Fireflies have lined them up, and they're going to do a lot of damage. Their best shot would be calling in smoke or something like that. They don't really have that option, really. So it's really up to the King Tiger, and they just... What is this thing? Okay, it's guarding the left-hand side against a flank. So right now, they have to beat the Fireflies. The problem is there's too much armor. There's 3 guys here, and this guy is still healing his shit. This isn't a battle of... Yeah, this is just a battle of attrition. Overall, if all 3 Axis players were there, they could have won that. But unfortunately, some of them decide to hide, and others are deciding to still heal. Like, these guys freaking ran, although he lost his Panther and King Tiger, so I completely understand that. Also, I find it weird he chose to engage without, yeah, this infantry force. Like, I figure you would want your infantry backing you up, especially with all those goddamn Panzer Shreks, which, as we just saw, push back a Comet. Oh my god. Anyway, luckily the IS-2 gets a nice shot. Fireflies will have issues, but luckily, again, the Soviet armor does quite a bit. And as you can see, they're actually pushing them back quite well. Fireflies will just continue to snipe, I assume, from long range. Panthers get a nice couple shots off. But it's, yeah, I think that's GG right there. Man, Axis, you were having some good armor battles there. The problem is, every time you did an armor battle, you never were able to capitalize on it. You never took the territory. So, okay, so it was a tactical victory for the Axis, but a strategic victory for the Allies. There you go. Essentially, though, if you don't know what that is, in World War II, there's a lot of victories for both sides that were like... that the enemy got a tactical victory, but strategically the other team won because long term it got this in the region. So like an example of that would be the Battle of the Coral Sea, where one of the Japanese aircraft carriers and one of the oh, nice shot. Okay, they chased down that, but the Fireflies are like, fuck you. Yeah, you know, better show up late than never. Infantry force coming, rolling on in, but the ISU just gets an amazing shot on all of them. But anyway, one aircraft carrier was lost on each side. Strategically, the Japanese lost that battle because they weren't able to land their party. But tactically, more ships were lost on the Allied side, so the Japanese still won that engagement. So there you go, a little bit of a, you know, kind of more history stuff like that. Any case, let's get to this game. Yeah, the British, John d'Arc, I mean, like, maybe not the most damage, but by far the British infantry held the fucking line once they got upgraded. Like, the Panzer Fusiliers could not do anything. They needed armor support, and they a lot of times he would send the infantry out, but not the armor, or the armor out without the infantry. They never really worked hand in hand together, and also he kept blobbing, which I hate. So yeah, I was a little bit on the SKT guy. Anyway, most damage on the Allied side before I get off track. With the Bob, same thing with kills. Again, his IS-2 and T-34-84s. T-34-85s, 94s, Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind, did very well during the course of that game. I'm going to assume that's what did the most. Yeah, yep, it was the T-34-85s. Very cool. But yeah, they did very, very well. So again, give him credit there, keeping his units relatively alive. He did lose stuff, but he always had a population to bring it back. Same thing with a lot of allied players. They had a large population. The Axis did too, but just not as much. So let's see. Yeah, so Bob did well. Ranger, you did very well with your Comets for the most part. And I think you were probably the weakest player. Well, no, I can't say that because Royal Engineers did actually pretty damn well holding. And you were well supported. You did lose quite a bit, but I still think you did relatively well. Actually, no, we got the least losses. Holy crap. I don't know. Maybe it's because you didn't engage or something. I don't. No, you had really good population and stuff like that. Strafing support was pretty good. Yeah, I think maybe it's just the fact that you were maybe it was just the fact you were so dominant on your side. There wasn't much going on. So I just don't really have much to pull. But thank you, Ranger, for spinning the replay. I'll still say you did pretty damn good. You took over left and you never really gave it back to them. For the most part, you always relatively had it on your side, even though after big pushes. So good job there, and nice mine placements for all the allied players. The Axis, maybe a little work, but allies definitely nice job with your mines. Yeah, Fireflies and Brens, I already discussed that. So yeah, that's all the allied players. Again, all of them were very good, their own ways. I think a few of them could be upgraded. Like I think John d'Arc probably needs something else than the Firefly, though. I guess he did very good coordination with his infantry and armor. Also, all the allied players coordinate very well. And the Axis did too, but I think the allies did slightly better. Also, they were a little more tactical with, like, again, having a dedicated repair area, stuff like that, where the Axis, they did have a little bit of that. And I know they have the forward base, but, like, again, I'll put I literally was, like, repairing his stuff for so long. Now, he did get most damage. Let's not keep denouncing him. He did get most damage. Let's pull up why he got most damage. His Panther. His Panthers definitely got a lot of kills, and I'll give him credit on there. He did not get a lot of overall kills, but they did damage, so I'll give him absolute credit. He was able to push back the T-30-45s and armor pretty well and stay on the defensive. And also, remember, his Vercad Morpher, stuff like that did damage over time. I just don't think he guys make kills as he might have liked. But most kills goes to Maine. Maine, the Vermont player, yeah, Tigray, stuff like that, definitely got a lot of really nice shots. I'm assuming that's it. He had a more varied army. I think he'd lost a lot of those Assault Grens. Yeah, 50 kills. Assault Grens were, 6. So he lost a ton of those Assault Grens over the course of this game. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind. He lost a lot of units over the course of that game, but it was still a good game. I think this is overall just a good game. There's nothing spectacular in this game other than like a couple instances. Like that bundle grenade was evil, and I love it. That bundle grenade over there was like perfect. Great armor gameplay by the allies, encircling the Axis armor. Literally, they were just like nowhere to run, and they were just mowed down. Unless they work together, the allies just usually beat them in those engagements, or at least held them off. Even when they lost, per se, they had enough reserves to bring stuff in very quickly, and the Axis took time to repair, weren't able to coordinate after that very well, and they weren't able to just advance that territory. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, good job, but I feel like you should have capitalized on it a little bit more. But in any case, guys, that's going to be game one. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content on Greyshot Productions. But this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. Before you guys go, I want to tell you about these incredible people like Milam, Ace, Chris Bailey, Folkvard, Javibuxi, Jfoe, Joey G240, Josh, jrchicklis, JustThomasPlays, Little Koosh, Mustaach, Onlyplayapples, Pyroshark, Rifle, Streakingwookie, WhiteHotD, GTA, Jakub, Ocwieja, Nathan, Angus, and Cedarteal. Thank you guys so much for your incredible Patreon support. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see you guys next time.